now we got to get to what I really wanted to get to today. You know,
Yep.
I was much more excited to talk about this. Obviously Trump was big news, so I figured we should start the show with that. But in our world, the big news is Aaron from Steel Toe, who is he's lost it. Like, he's completely lost it. And I said this the other night on Who Are These Socials? Thursdays at 6, if you want to check it out. But I was like, I've seen Carl get shit. I appreciate our viewers and listeners being patient with me. Because I've seen Carl get shit, and maybe it's because he was, like, friendly with Aaron. I don't know. But people were like, boy, Carl was way wrong on Aaron. With me, they have walked me through it like I'm taking a training course. Because I come on here every week, and I'm like, guys, Aaron, there's no way he's that bad, right? And they're like, okay, Mike, well, let's walk you through it. He probably did headbutt his wife. These are court documents.
So source your research, please.
And I go, oh, okay. What? I pointed at Aaron and I go, wife beater? And they go, now you're getting very good, Mike. I'm like, but he said no. He said he no do. And they're like, well, you see, Mike, he's manipulating you. And I go, manipulating? And they're like, pretty close, bud. You're getting there. So I appreciate everyone walking through with baby steps. Because if you read the comments, they're genuinely very nice. They're like, actually, Mike, I think what you're missing. And I'm like, oh, okay. I'm almost up to speed now with Aaron. Because for whatever reason, like, maybe he's just got, like, good enough broadcasting chops on the surface that he has duped me. Like, there was times where I thought the only cringy thing, I thought the goal was cringy.
Mm-hmm.
But remember when I started mentioning it on this show like a year ago, but we never talked about it. Like, we never did a segment about it or anything. Do you remember when I started mentioning it?
We've talked about it a couple times here and there.
But we never spent too much time on it, because even I would see the clips and I'm like, that's kind of douchey, but how much time could we have spent on it? But it must have gotten so much worse, because now watching him obsess over the goal, I don't know if I'm just seeing clearer, ironically, but it's wild to me.
Someone actually said you're voting blind, so don't worry about
it. Yeah, they're treating me as I'm handicapped, and I appreciate that.
So you want to go with edgy start to begin here?
Oh, he learned from the best. He's an edgelord, baby, and you see it on his shirt who he learned it from, which we'll get to. But,
yes.
But this guy, he's a fucking wild man. Watch how he starts his show. In 2024, when you can't say anything, this guy is really pushing the limits.
Gay shit coming, bro. We got gay shit coming. You ready to get fucking gay? You know it. You ready to pull out your
this show's not so bad.
Fucking
yeah, this is, by the way, before we make fun of it too much, it's every episode of Very Good Show. So go to verygoodshow.org if you thought that was really cool what Aaron just did.
That was pretty nice.
Let's start the show. Wow. Welcome to the program.
I like that. You can tell Aaron doesn't have confidence. I've been there where he is right there before, where he does a bit and then he's like, come on, guy, I'm just messing around. You know me.
Let's start.
Double A, you know me.
The thing that's really bugging me about him watching is he's just constantly looking at himself in the monitor.
Well, we've documented pretty well that he's obsessed with how the show looks.
But it's constant. There's a guy next to him, never looks at him. He's just constantly.
So people say I'm like off center. I'm not framed correctly.
Yeah, it looks like how it always has looked.
Yeah, I remember it just because we're talking about it right now. But it would be like if for weeks I was like, oh, God, should I sit over here or should I move over here this way? What do you think I should do? I'm going to spend the first 40 minutes of the show on this.
Yeah, people always, they actually used to give me shit because of the way you're set up. They're like, why are you on the left and Mike's on the right? I'm like,
well, that was a power play. Much like starting at 8 o'clock. That was Craig again, pulling his cock out and waving it in my face.
No, because if you look
you see this blind boy?
If you look at the screen right now, it looks like we're looking at each other. It's kind of nice. So I could make it look like you're looking off screen. You know what I mean?
That is nice.
It's nice. Just want to clear that one up.
Yeah. All right. So well, now we've got the tone has been set. We see how cool Aaron is.
He's the coolest.
Fucking aggressive right away.
I get excited over certain intros.
Oh, all right.
I don't know what to say. Speaking of gay, my shoulders and chest look good in this Anthony Cumia full sleeve. You're welcome.
Interesting.
I look fantastic in it. I actually look like I have muscles in my shoulders and chest region. Therefore, I'm going to keep it.
I've never, guys, sound off in the comments. Do you listen to me? Like, clearly, I'm sure I rip off Kirk at times, and so, like I have crutch words. I'm sure that I've accidentally taken from him, or I'm sure I have plenty of others. But do you guys listen to the show? Like, am I clearly ripping someone off? If so, leave it in the comments because I'm curious who it is. But when I listen to Aaron, I'm like, it's not influence. He's doing an Anthony Cumia impression.
If he
like the cutesy, therefore I'm going to keep it. Like he's trying to do Cumia.
We got gay shit coming, bro. That's pretty original. And I kind of
yeah, there he's doing Chip Chipperson, but but it is like it's like if right now I went on a rant about what a hack Mark Normand is, which we're about to hear later. But let's continue with some of the steel toe stuff from earlier in the week.
We're getting right into the goal, Mike.
Oh, well, I mean, this is of the utmost importance. And guys, don't forget, you were probably nervous when you tuned in. You guys were like, oh, Jesus, is Mike accepting super chats today? We are, in fact. Like, I don't want you guys to be stressed.
Yeah.
So you can super chat us. But to ease your mind a little bit, you can also subscribe on YouTube. You can subscribe on Patreon. I do have Venmo as well, if you'd like to hit that up. So, guys, don't worry. There's plenty of places you can give me money. So stop stressing about it.
2:30 is the number for tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as the number for tonight goes, if we knock it out, we do 45 minutes of overtime.
Yeah.
Holy shit, Aaron, stop being so good to us.
45.
Quit spoiling us, will you?
If we hit the goal, will you only do 45 minutes?
That's what he should do. I've heard other people suggest this as well. What he should do is, like, if we hit the goal, we'll stop doing the show every day. And then he'd have a 40-minute show.
Yeah.
And then people would be stressed. They're like, I got to get to Aaron to keep him off the internet.
His lawyer would just keep sending him the money. Stop
Please. You have made our job unbelievably difficult.
Minutes of overtime if we knock that out, because we still owe you another 15 from yesterday. Someone saying, oh, it's exactly this many months. It doesn't matter. Bullshit either way. Sorry.
I want to be very clear.
1972 makes it the same.
I want to be very clear about something. We don't owe you dick. If you don't like what we do on Patreon, unsubscribe. Like you guys are free to do what you want. Aaron is like, listen, we've had them working in the sweatshop for 4 hours a day. We owe them. We owe them this. We have to get to the story about the mother who left her child in the car in Arizona. The people need it, damn it. Like, hey, if you like the show, super chat us if you want to support the show, and then we can keep doing more. If you don't, it's fine, guys. You don't have to. We totally get it. This is not a relationship where I owe you or you owe me, We're not tied to each other in that way.
Look, I know you guys are seething over it. I don't know what to tell you. You guys keep...
Hold on, go back.
Take a break.
I must have missed where he inserted the Trump assassination attempt. What is the nation seething over?
Exactly this many months. It doesn't matter. Bullshit either way. Sorry. It could have happened in 1972. Makes it the same amount of possible. But anyway, look, I know you guys are seething over it. I don't know what to tell you. You guys
over what?
That he owes 15 more minutes, I think.
Who's seething?
Some woman has a basement with holes punched in it because their kid didn't get extra 15 minutes of the show.
It's starting to make sense to me now. Whoa, wow. I guess I didn't really realize this. It didn't make any sense at the time. But when I was in Western Mass yesterday, well, actually at the restaurant I was mentioning earlier, we placed our order, and the waitress went, fucking Imholt, 15 minutes. And I was like, what's that, ma'am? She's like, I'll get you your fucking order.
And you were like, I get it.
I was like, that's odd. But then I forgot the nation was seething over Aaron not doing that 15 minutes a day earlier.
It was trending over Trump yesterday.
Break. Here's
yeah. We'll talk about Trump after we get to Aaron skimping out on his audience.
You guys maybe take a break. Here's maybe what you should do. Take a break and maybe come up with a good plan to get rid of me. Like, try something that might work someday or that's a little believable, and then maybe it'll work. You guys retard rage at me, throw shit at the wall, it doesn't stick, and then you get mad at me when it doesn't stick. Guys, how many times are we going to play this game?
Okay, this is where I'm going to need you guys. You guys know, I just told you, I'm in my learning phase. You're teaching me to walk here. What the fuck is he talking about?
That's a good question.
Who is angry? Like, Patrick Melton and Chad and these guys that cover Steel Toe, and now us. Like, I've talked about him enough in the last few weeks that I'll lump us in here. Like, I like Aaron making a fool of himself on the internet. I imagine those guys do too. Gives him something to talk about. You know? It gives me a break from fucking Stuttering John when Aaron embarrasses himself like this. Who's trying to run you off the internet, Aaron? This is what I've noticed about this guy is that he has such a... We played a clip where he's like, the three greatest broadcasters in the history of microphones are me, Aaron Imholt, obviously a ridiculous start, Anthony Cumia, which I'll give you that, and Bubba the Love Sponge. And I was like, boy, what a strange almost Mount Rushmore that you assembled here.
Almost.
But Aaron has such an impression of himself that he thinks like people in their day-to-day life, like I just said, seething. Like people are fucking Aaron. The goal! They hit the goal again! God damn it!
You bitch!
Fuck, he's gonna pay Johnny Crutches!
This is Audience Wars.
Oh, well, Craig, as you probably you know when we do this, when we pin the Why You Laughing audience against the Blind Mike Project audience.
Yep.
When we're like, guys, on this, sometimes we'll come on this show and we'll say, guys, are you paying attention, guys? The Why You Laughing audience has been a little more supportive than the Blind Mike Project. You guys should really super chat us now because you want to look better than the Why You Laughing audience, right, guys?
Come on, guys.
It's definitely not the same 80 people.
Guys, I'm sorry, but you're just not the masterminds you think you are. You're easy to toy with. Sorry.
Yes.
Sorry.
They are the easy ones to toy with, Aaron. They have all turned their show into Stuttering John Light because the trolls are going. It's all. This is what the chat has done. I'm referring to, of course, not Aaron.
I got to tell you, though, we've got a great show coming up tonight. I love playing around with these people, but we got fans that want to see a good show. The morning show.
Enough bullshit, man. The fans deserve a show, Enough fucking messing around. We got to get to serious business.
To put you guys on notice, they said, tell the evening show people that we chipped in again. We chipped in $20 to their show. Like, well, the evening show people did like 60 something last night, but okay.
Hold on. Who's they? When he says they, said the evening audience, they all at once in unison, like they were singing the happy birthday song, said, to you, all together now, tell the morning show we gave more money than them.
So he's doing 2 shows a day? Is that what's happening?
sometimes he does morning shows, and sometimes he does evening shows, and sometimes he does 2 in a day. But the evening show is definitely an entirely different group of people. If there's 4,000 views on one of his episodes in the morning and 4,000 views on an episode at night, those are 8,000 unique people finding the Steel Toe Show.
When in reality, it's probably like 4.
It's totally different people, and they are at war with each other. You know, it's playful, of course. I mean, it's playful in nature, of course. It's it's like when Opie and Anthony and Ron and Fez would fight. You know, the audience is in on the joke, of course, but they do like to rib each other and say, "Hey, you tell those guys in the morning, you tell those pricks in the morning, we gave more money than them." And then the guys in the morning go, "Hey, quit busting our chops, evening guys. We're doing our best." Fucking loser.
Morning show audience says they got you guys $20 in, and they think they're hot shit because of it. So do with that what you will. Stream.
I like Aaron played it like, listen, I don't have control of what these guys are saying, but here's the skinny. These guys are giving you a little guff. So do with that what you will, guy. Hey, you know what? I think they're just razzing you. I think they're just giving you a hard time. I don't think they mean anything nasty by it. But you guys have fun out there in the comments, okay? They gave you 20 extra bucks today. That means we're a little closer to hitting that goal.
Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, etc.
Oh, good. You've never mentioned that before, Aaron. Where can we donate?
Venmo, etc. 230 is the number.
Whoa, hold on. I'm sorry. Aaron, because I'm going to sound like a fucking asshole here. Oh, are people going to give me shit for this? You accept Venmo?
Isn't that crazy?
Get right the fuck out of here. I had no idea. I've been PayPaling you like a fucking asshole. I much prefer Venmo. I know it's the same company, but I'm just a fucking idiot. I could have been Venmoing you this whole time. Well, suck me sideways.
Are the links pinned to the top of the page. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, you're terribly welcome. You're so very welcome, Aaron.
Next, we got the guy just loves broadcasting.
Oh, this is a man you can tell who has a passion for broadcasting. He loves talking into a microphone. He loves entertaining an audience. And that's the reason he does this. The only listen, I'm sure Aaron would love to do it for free.
Right.
The problem is the goal just needs to, like, the world doesn't keep going if the goal isn't met. Like, I'm pretty sure that Trump shooter would have lived last night if Aaron didn't hit the goal as consistently as he does. So there would be just monsters running around if Aaron doesn't meet the goal. So he would do it for free. He's cursed with meeting this fucking goal.
Maybe if Aaron didn't hit the goal and he was still broadcasting, maybe that guy wouldn't have been on that roof.
That's exactly right. He'd be watching Steel. He'd be so glued to Steel Toe.
Yeah.
He's like, listen, I'm a liberal man, but I love Aaron's hot political takes.
When he starts off gay shit coming, I don't like that, but I got to hear what else he's got to say.
It's a little much. It's a little extreme for me. I turn down the edgy meter in my house because it gets a little hot. but yeah, no. So Aaron, you can tell, is just a guy. I wish I could do it for free, but he loves broadcasting more than anything else.
So I'm having a bit of a weird night. Mm-hmm. Here's what I'd like. Knock out the goal. I'll do a 2-hour and 45-minute show. Might take tomorrow night off. I've been looking into the books. Things are good for the old toe. Feeling good about where the toe is at right now.
Looking into the
books. I take another night off because, guys, it is too fucking beautiful in Minnesota right now. And not only that, these days are so few and far between for us during a 365-day calendar year. Mm-hmm. You got to enjoy them. I was outside all day yesterday. I had stuff to do today, like brain damage. So I didn't get outside as much as I would have liked to today. But tomorrow's going to be, if it's not going to storm or anything, it's going to be another outside day, I think, for me. So,
wow. That's two things to me. It sounds like a guy who really enjoys doing the show. But also, I'm so glad he brought us into his weather talk.
Right.
I'm glad living in Massachusetts. I'm so glad I know because I look up at the sky and I think, you think Minnesota's seeing that same sun?
I can't be.
And I never quite know the answer.
Can't be.
That's what I think too, Craig. I think there's no way. It's got to be a whole different universe. And then he let me in on that, and I think, oh wow, we're not so different, you and I, Aaron. We both deal with weather.
This next clip, because like I've always been like, yeah, he seems like you, like at the beginning. I
thought he was fine. Like
yes.
I didn't listen to his show a lot, but I thought he was fine.
Right. This clip here annoyed me.
It proved to me I'm blind in more ways than one.
People think like, oh, Gino and Keanu are abandoning you. If that's the case, half my fucking family right now, or half my friends, or whenever I go somewhere and I hang out with buddies and they're like, don't you dare fucking say my name or talk about this or blah, 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 blah.
Yep.
Then all of them, I guess, abandon me? No, they just don't want to publicly be tied to me.
Yeah.
I am an edgy guy or whatever. I'm a controversial guy. I always have been. I've never not been a controversial guy.
Yeah.
I'm the guy who, if you Google me and radio, I'm the most misogynistic, evil, horrible, because I told some fucking jokes that if you told about a fucking guy on the radio would have been totally fine. But remember, women are equal parts super strong badasses, but also very delicate flowers that you should have a double standard for.
Well, bear with us, guys. If you're tuning in and you want to see the earlier part of the show, we're obviously going to take this episode down, edit that part out, and re-upload the video because we can't have that kind of crazy talk on our YouTube channel. That's just so fucking nuts. When he gets edgy like that, that's just so fucking nuts.
And the whole time he's like pantomiming stuff, and he's just staring at the monitor, watching himself do it while he said all that. I hate him.
I've always been an edgy. I remember back when I was in elementary school, and people were like, Aaron, we're gonna be talking history today. Could you sit this one out? Because your takes are so steaming hot. It must be July in Minnesota. It's so hot.
It's gorgeous out there, I hear.
I've always been a controversial guy. Aaron, no one knows who you are. That's why you have to tell your audience to Google you. Like, I would say, Kirk I work with Kirk Minahan. He's a controversial guy. And I know that because he's never once had to tell me that. I've seen the controversies unfold. Dave Portnoy, controversial guy. He hasn't indicated that to me. I've figured it out.
Mike, this is a bad time for me to tell you this, but I'm kind of a controversial guy.
Real? Well, is there a way I could verify that?
Very good show.
Guys, Google Craig Coney pedophile.
Oh, no.
Man, you're right. There are a list of controversies that you have to report to your neighbors.
I beat the charges. Remember after I said, or whoever said. Next we have liars.
Oh, you know what I hate, man? Fucking liars.
Aaron's drug addiction with 199 says, Kiki literally just said you're not invited.
Well, I'm sorry. Let me set this up a little better. What's happening now is Aaron is live at the same time as Keanu. Do you know Keanu? Do you know any of this stuff happening with Keanu?
That's Gino Bisconti's wife.
Yeah. Fiance. They're about to get married, which comes up.
Right.
So Keanu Thompson, who I was on Point Double Point with, I've seen her in a limited fashion. She strikes me as funny and down to earth and seems cool. Like I don't know a ton of her. I don't know her comedy at all or anything, but seems fine enough. She was on Aaron's show every Thursday, I guess, for a while. And her and Gino were friends with April and Aaron. They traveled together or something. I think they've done gigs together. I don't really know the full extent of it. But they were friendly. And Keanu wasn't getting responses from April during the whole thing, the whole controversy. He is a controversial guy, I guess. Or the people he's fucking are controversial.
Mm-hmm.
But Keanu wasn't getting a lot of responses from April, so she didn't know what was going on. So she kind of became Team Aaron, even though she would joke on shows. She would call Aaron a dork and things like that. Here's one thing I'll say. and this is just my own personal philosophy, is I do kind of look at it and say, like, oh, well, you probably should have told the guy you weren't doing his show anymore and he wasn't invited to the wedding before you told us about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But she makes a good point. Like, she says Aaron's very manipulative, which I'll explain more about that later. But in the meantime, Aaron and Keanu are broadcasting at the same time, and people are in Aaron's chat like, Jesus, dude, she's done with you. And Aaron's like, guys, you're lying. You're all, you're not gonna get me. I'm so smart. I'm Aaron Imholt. Come on, guys. I'm not gonna fall for this horse shit.
Aaron's drug addiction with 199 says, Kiki literally just said you're not invited. I'm going to tell you right now, I don't believe you. I don't trust any of you. Packer Backer says, dude, Gino is going on Gavin's network. The Proud Boys, you headbutting a bitch isn't the issue.
I'm glad we can all joke about that now, by the way.
Yeah, how's it? That's
I'm glad we can all laugh about you headbutting your wife. It's good. It's good to heal as a nation.
super chat from Patrick Ford, $5. Good morning, Gearheads.
Oh, thank you, Patrick. You know what? I take back what I said earlier. Most of you guys don't owe me anything. Patrick did owe me that. He's made a few jokes about me that I didn't care for, and he knows he has to pay the tax. So I appreciate you making that right.
He is so locked in on Stuttering John. It's not even funny, dude.
Yeah. So thank you, Patrick. And that brings us 250 closer to our goal.
We should do a goal day. Next Sunday, goal day.
But even for the bit, I would have to set the goal at like $40. I just don't believe in myself.
Or want to do a 7-hour show.
Yeah.
That's the problem. I didn't go to a Nazi rally, which some people are surprised by.
But Aaron, it's because you're so edgy. We're surprised. We're like, this guy must be a Nazi. That's how edgy he is.
So what happened? Cumia and Gavin merged, and like half of Cumia's people got fired, right? Is that what happened?
I think pretty much all of Cumia's people got fired.
All of Cumia's people?
Yeah, it's a messy situation. I almost sent clips of Anthony. Anthony is the least. I've never seen a man so non-confrontational.
I know.
It's wild. But you remember I sent you clips a couple weeks ago, or maybe a week ago, and you responded that the video was deleted?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened to that, but it was Garrett from Compound Media on Chrissy Mayer's show, basically saying that Gavin came in and was just totally. Gavin came in and was totally business Gavin.
Ugh.
And was just like, yeah, so all your positions have been deemed redundant. Even Garrett, I know you've been here a long time. You're fired. Bingo, bango, done. After, a lot of them have been there for like 10 years or close to it. And Gavin was just like, yeah, nope, pack your shit and get out of here.
Yes. Yenzen says
Cumia just had like nothing to do with it, I guess.
Gavin offered Gino a fraction of what Cumia was paying.
Which, by the way, I get not keeping most of those shows. But Gavin was like on Cumia's show every week. I'm sure he has some kind of relationship with those guys.
Mm-hmm.
I get from a business perspective, I totally understand him being like, yeah, In Hot Water and Chrissy Mayer's show isn't worth it to me.
I feel like Chrissy Mayer's show like makes the rounds though once in a while. I never see.
Well, so he offered them essentially, like the way he phrased it was like commission deals.
Right.
But I think they just didn't want. I think it was just less money, so they didn't want to take it. According to Anthony, it seemed like Anthony was paying these people pretty well. And Gavin was just like, financially, that just doesn't make any sense for me. That's why Compound was losing money, probably. So from a business standpoint, I get it. But it is very shitty as a content guy for Gavin to walk in and be like, yeah, no, we're done here. Just pack your shit and get out. It's like, yes. Really? Like, that's how you're going to do it? And then he expected them to keep working and not mention anything on air. Like, it was kind of a crazy way to handle it. But
he doesn't give a shit.
No, yeah. Kind of a shitty way to do it, but
yeah.
As Keanu is publicly mocking you, she is going the fuck off. You know I've never lied to you despite being a little shit. Well, we'll see. I don't believe you.
Okay, Aaron.
Should we play Keanu now?
All right, Aaron doesn't believe it, so I guess we should. Keanu, let's hear it, girl. What do you have to say?
It's not because you're too much of a distraction, Aaron. It's because I don't like the things that you've done. I don't like you manipulating us. I don't like the things that I'm hearing. And I hate to do this to yet another person that allegedly abused a woman, but you're no longer a part of our wedding or invited to it at all. So wish you the best, but us not being.
Is that a shot at Cumia?
No.
Oh, okay.
I would have thought the same thing, but no, he's still invited.
On your show had nothing to do with the compound merger. And you know what? It's just another win for the toe, I guess. Okay. Anyway, that's all. No Minnesota show. No wedding. Not happening. Throw your invitation in the garbage. And that's the long and short of it.
So she's just done with this guy. Now, again, I don't know anything about their relationship. I would say, like, for example, like with Craig, if something happened with Craig, like, we can only joke for so long, and the real charges come out, and I have to distance myself and everything. Despite his monstrous tendencies, and despite his children calling me from these birthday parties and being like, God, please, could you just make sure he's on the show at 10 a.m.? We can't be dragged to these things.
Keep him busy.
What are you doing? Why are you letting him out early? Despite all of these things, I would probably at least text Craig privately before doing it on air. But again, that's just me. I'm not telling Keanu how to live her life. And she also did give a good reason.
Yeah, like beating a woman.
She believes the man is a wife beater, which I can't fault her for. But she also said something we're going to be examining today, that Aaron is a bit manipulative. And she said, like, I know if I get on a fucking call with this guy, he's going to tug at my heartstrings and tell me why I'm wrong and all this stuff. And I don't want to be put in that position again. So I do get why Keanu is like, fucking Band-Aid rip. I just got to go on air and say I'm done with this guy. He'll hear about it. Wipe my hands of it. And like you said, she thinks he beat a woman. So there's also that element of it.
He kind of admitted in the clip we played before.
He's kind of admitted it a few times. but then he calls it horse shit. He's like, oh, it's all, oh, you guys believe these horse shit allegations? And it's, by the way, keep this in mind as we go through these clips. The horseshit allegations, he originally said, I wish I could have April on here to talk about this, because even April, who hates my guts, she would back me up on all of this. Yeah. That's pretty interesting as we go through these, but where are we now?
Abuse.
Okay. And you have those Cumia tweets too, right?
Yeah, do you want those?
No, we'll get to those in a minute. But yeah, let's hear a little more about abuse, because that is the major thing. Keanu says that Aaron is abusive, and Aaron's like, hey, I ain't the only one, baby.
I'm going to say this. I will say this about the Keanu Gino thing. I really want to leave it alone.
Gino.
I wish.
My character.
I just wish there was something I could do to leave it alone. Leave it alone, by the way, to quote the great Opie Hughes. In my heart of hearts, I wish. Let me think here. What could I, Aaron Imhold, do to leave this alone?
Well, I'm just going to talk about it.
Yeah, I guess the best way to leave it alone would be to talk about it on my podcast. Yes, you know what? That's what I'll do. I'll talk about it on the podcast. Perfect, Aaron. You've done it again. You're a genius.
To the character of others that are in, say, a tough position that I used to be associated with, I will fucking take that comparison every goddamn time. Because
I suspect, and Aaron always, he's very mysterious when he talks about these things. I can never quite read between the lines.
What's he
I
getting?
suspect he's talking about Nick Rekieta in April. But I mean, who knows? It's so vague.
stood up and did the right thing while the other people were browbeating us, berating us, psychologically abusing us. But that can't happen to men.
No.
It can't happen to men.
Hold on, I want to get to that. I want to get, well, this guy that we just heard was so edgy for talking about women.
Mm-hmm.
I want to get back to his take on how men have been abused over the years. But I want to take something back that we talked. Remember when I said we talked about Aaron, and I was like, you know what? The one thing I will say is, like, he got the fuck out of that situation. I can understand him being mad at them and kind of taking pride in saying, like, hey, at least I got my shit together. I'm apologizing for having that stance, and I'm wiping it clean. This guy did nothing right. Like, he brought his kids to a fucking drug den and is taking victory laps for not continuing to do it longer than he did. He's like, sure. Did I bring my kids over to a coke and gun fueled mansion? Did I bring them to our swinging parties? Yeah, I did. But then I stopped after a while. That makes me a pretty great guy, no?
Solid
Like,
in my book.
At first, I was like, yeah, no, good for him for getting out of there. After the patting himself on the back that he's done, it's like, Aaron, you don't deserve kudos for that. You know how many children I've taken to a drug den? Try and guess the number, Craig. See if you can nail it.
I'm hoping it's under 2.
It's way under 2, man. It's actually 0.
Wow.
I've never, and Craig's brought a few of his dates there, but like his children, he's kept out of that environment.
That's right. Barry Woosa, $10. Sometimes they need, quote, correcting, end quote. Mike Skoll.
Thank you, Barrowusa. You're a Barrowusa.
Let's continue this fucking.
Oh yeah, so let's get to Aaron patting himself on the back for being a mediocre father.
While the other people were browbeating us, berating us, psychologically abusing us. But that can't happen to men.
No.
It can't happen to men that they can be psychologically fucked with. You know,
Men can't be abused.
I don't want to
Hold
do
on, who's saying that?
go back into a bad.
Aaron is the king of the straw man.
I don't know who this guy is.
Who's saying in 2024, who's saying that men can't be abused?
Everyone.
Yeah. You know, that very popular... sorry, we'll get to our BetterHelp read in a second. But you know how everyone says that therapy is gay on all these podcasts?
Yep.
Yeah, it's definitely not accepted now, Aaron, that men have mental health issues. It's never talked about.
Place, but I wrote her a fucking letter towards the end of our marriage.
Wow.
And I laid
What a
out
hero.
everything I thought I'd done wrong.
Yeah.
Even though most of the shit I was probably mind fucked into thinking I'd done wrong because everybody around me was on fucking blow and drinking all the time.
Whoa.
Definitely.
Hold on, Aaron. Including who?
Not he.
I wish we had game show music while Aaron guessed. Including, all right, Aaron, we've got 3 names for you, and you've got to fill in the 4th. Nick and Kayla Rekieta, April Imholt, and blank were on drugs while children were in the house. Give us that name, Aaron.
I made a fucking list.
Well, you made a
And
list.
did I get one iota of anyone else going, here's what I've done wrong.
No.
Let's talk about it. Because you know what? That's what a healthy couple does. That's what healthy people do. No, I didn't get that. I just got fingers fucking pointed at me and they go, look, here's proof. I'm like, proof? I fucking wrote it and admitted it thinking it would cause.
I wrote it in a letter, damn it. Didn't you hear me? I put quill to paper.
Here's the Anthony clip.
Okay, so Aaron is trying to come to grips with the fact that Keanu and Gino have uninvited him to this wedding. Now, try and disregard the shirt that he's wearing that makes this hysterical. But Anthony, years ago, was arrested for a domestic violence issue. The charges that were, or the allegations that were made, were a little different than what Anthony says happened. He did admit to biting Danny Brandt. He said she was like hitting him in the face and he bit her hand or something like that. And he did admit to it, and he, owned up to it and paid his penance to society. And you're allowed to think whatever you want of him. If you think that makes him a scumbag or a misunderstood guy, whatever you want to think of him is fine.
It was very funny.
Aaron-
That was the time that I was subscribing to Compound too.
Yeah.
And he went on for like 3 months and he's like, yeah, I don't drink anymore. He was in rehab and he
He was
couldn't.
just pretending.
And then once that was clear, he was back to the
Bud
Budweiser.
Lights. Yeah. It was funny back then to think like Dan Soder and Ari Shaffir were like filling in for him when he was in rehab.
Yeah.
It's hilarious.
Shane Gillis had a show on his network.
I know, it's wild. He's just so separated from that now.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Anthony had a situation where like he kind of fessed up to a sin, if you will. He owned up to it. Aaron, on the other hand, said, I didn't, guys, you know me. Still keep it the same old G, Aaron Imholt. I didn't do nothing. If you know me, guys, which all of you do because you watch my show on the internet, you guys know I ain't beating no bitch. So Aaron compares himself to Anthony Cumia here.
Anthony Cumia admitted to biting his girlfriend, but I guess he didn't get this same Keanu episode.
No.
He's wearing a Cumia
I
shirt.
thought too
It's
tonight.
interesting. Anthony actually abused a woman.
I have if you can't see it, I have a We Might Be Drunk shirt on right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's like if just randomly I was like, fucking Bodega Cat whiskey, people probably get drunk and get behind the wheel, but whatever. I guess that's fine that you support those guys. Fucking Sam Morril supports Amazon that mistreats their workers, but whatever.
And that
Fanboying with their shirt on.
Deserve it.
Oh, Johnny, you're
I
incorrigible.
didn't say that.
Hilarious.
I didn't say that. I'm such a rascal.
He's such a bitch.
Oh, aren't I the worst? So Anthony sees that, and Anthony stayed out of the Steel Toe fray, and he was nice to Steel Toe, went on his show. I told you, the only time I messaged Aaron ever was I thought he did a good job with Cumia. And I was like, oh, maybe this is a show I would want to do one day. Like, I like his broadcast. That's what fooled me, was his interview with Anthony. I think it was maybe during a lot of the Stuttering John stuff, back when he was still talking about Stuttering John. But regardless, like, Anthony's always been good to him. And he was on with Anthony's girlfriend not that long ago. And Missy said something about Aaron. And Aaron was like, oh, Missy, you can say whatever. Girlfriend, you can say whatever you want about me. I've been ripping off your husband. I've made a career ripping off your husband. And Missy was like, that's kind of weird. You're just blatantly ripping him off. But Anthony doesn't say anything about it. And then people start tweeting that clip to Anthony. So do we have Anthony's tweets?
Yeah, it says, oh, brother, really? I haven't even commented on this nonsense. F you. It was nice because it was like the only tweet that didn't have the N-word in it.
That's good.
That
It'd be great if we called Aaron the N-word.
would have been so funny. And then there was another one. Here it is. Blow it up. Someone says, smart move. Turn on Cumia. What adult?
Yeah.
And Cumia responds and says, right. When everyone was blasting this guy for losing his wife to a cokehead, I didn't say anything. Then he tries throwing me under the bus as a way to take some heat off himself. Fuck that. He's an asshole. And it is funny that this is from his big Twitter account that he has back finally after all
Yeah.
these years. So everyone gets to see it.
Well, what's great about it is like Aaron has been a Cumia fanboy to the point where, like I said, he's blatantly ripping him off and admits it, I guess. But like down to his cadence and the little things that he said, he's like clearly trying to be Cumia all the way down to his movie references and stuff.
Right.
And then to immediately throw that guy under the bus and be like, fucking Cumia is a wife beater, so I guess that's fine. I guess that's fine. That's not a manipulative guy at all.
No.
So Aaron starts talking about how he's taking the high road in this situation. And I gotta say, guys, if the high road is this much of a disaster, if traffic is this backed up on the high road, you might as well start taking the low road, because the high road seems like a fucking nightmare.
Yep, this is not manipulative.
No, he's not a manipulative. This is the high road. This is not a manipulative guy. He's mad at Keanu. Keanu said this guy was manipulative. How dare she?
Her wanting you to burn your clam radio shirt made me chuckle. Not gonna lie. Oh, is that what she said?
Oh, that, by the way, this guy, he's got a lot of shirts. This is a Gino Bisconte shirt. Clam radio, I guess, is a reference to In Hot Water. So he's destroying his clam radio shirt as well.
I mean, I can if you want. It's falling apart rather rapidly. So, oh, she probably wants me to take this down also. The Gino postcard. She probably wants me to take that down too.
I like that Aaron thinks this is some. Keanu's gonna be like, "What have I done? Oh no!
Oh shit.
He's throwing out our little knickknacks that we've given him. Oh no!"
Yeah, I'm sure whatever Keanu heard, I used to hear that too all the time. Don't worry. I've already heard the speech of what a fucking terrible guy I am. How awful I am. I'll tell you this. I didn't lose 5 kids. Whatever. And that's the other shitty thing about her doing that, is that I don't want to bring those guys up again and start running that shit through the
Oh,
mall.
you'd hate to. Hold on. Let me go back to the old. Put on my thinking cap again. Let me try and think. How could Aaron avoid bringing up Nick Rekieta's children? Huh. Let me think about this again for a second. He's on a podcast. He's talking. And he has free will. How could he avoid talking about... Listen, I'm no mathematician, but I can't come up with the formula of how he avoids talking about Nick Rekieta and their children. So, Aaron, take it away.
I mean, that's already a sad fucking situation. But all right.
All right.
Listen, I don't want to talk about their kids, but it's fucking a disgrace what they're doing over there. And again, that's not me commenting on their situation. I just think it's an abortion, quite frankly, what they're doing to those children.
Now, this is the last clip from this show, and it's a long one, but they might have hit a goal or two.
Get out of here. They know you're lying to me. They didn't hit the goal.
A minute and a half to knock out 30. Otherwise, we do also owe you guys that 30 for getting inside of 50. But you know, we always feel more.
I mean, what a sentence.
What does that mean?
Hammering
Hold
out.
on. Can we start this over? If you're telling me this, David Miscavige would be like, "Boy, this is a little culty for me."
Can you make sense of that?
We owe you. Let me hear it again. I'm sorry. We might replay this a few times.
A minute and a half to knock out 30. Otherwise, we do also owe you guys that 30 for getting inside of 50. But you know,
okay, I got it. I think I got it. And you guys, like I said, you've been very gracious in helping me out with the steel toe stuff. I'm learning. So don't rip into me if I'm wrong here. I believe what that means. It's actually kind of sad if I get this right. We are $30 away from hitting the goal, which gets us an extra 30 minutes.
Right.
But even if we don't, we owe you another 30 minutes because we got under $50, which when you get under $50 away from the goal, you get bonus time that he owes you from a previous show. If I got that right, I should be institutionalized. But let's hear it again just to see if that sounds right.
I think you are, so you might have to get ready.
They just come and take me away.
McLean people just burst through the wall.
I'm like, no, I'm sorry. I don't know what it means. I was kidding.
A minute and a half to knock out 30. Otherwise, we do also owe you guys that 30 for getting inside of 50. But you know, we always feel more comfortable, the prima donnas we are.
Oh, yes. Hold on. Let me stretch those legs a little bit. Oh, we're inside $50 now. Now I can really breathe. This is a 2-lane comfort cruise we've got here.
Someone says, Craig, tell Mike that unless we hit the goal, you guys will bring on Hack Ride.
Guys, hurry up!
It's getting hot in here. The devil's close.
We got 30 to be inside of 50, and then we owe you 30 if we're not under 15.
That $30 before we start overtime here. A minute 15. Oh boy, we might, guys.
That's good, Aaron. You know what? Just do an actual countdown. Just have the clock from 24 ticking behind you, and just literally say a minute 15, a minute 14, a minute 13, a minute 12. That should be the end of your show every day. Just really, why skirt around humiliating yourself, and just give up all your dignity.
We might be done. We've got a minute and change left.
Say it ain't so.
$10, $20 left to go.
Yes.
For this.
Yeah.
$20 away from.
Oh, do I get juiced up for the goal?
$20. Ugh, this is like worst version.
This is like watching Scott Hansen. I'm like, man, this is an intense day of football.
He's got the quad box going of like one ball.
I think when we get under a minute, I think that's Octobox territory.
If he gets the quad box, he's got Venmo, PayPal.
Oh, hey, Craig, don't with that kind of jargon, don't stress these people out because now they're going to be thinking, how do I donate on quad box? Don't worry, guys. You can stick to Streamlabs.
That was the other one.
The last couple bucks to throw in and hammer it out tonight. 1 minute to go. Streamlabs, PayPal, Super Chats, membership.
Say it again, Aaron. We never remember.
Q Anonymous says just block their numbers and don't mention them anymore. Unfortunately, it looks like that's kind of what you have to do in those situations.
Is it, Aaron, or is it you keep talking about him every day?
It's like, once you get the money to do the extra time, are you going to be like, I don't want to fucking do the show?
Listen, I deserve shit for doing a whole show where I'm like, guys, this is where we bury Stuttering John. I'm never talking about him again. But at the very least, I didn't keep talking about him while I said we weren't talking about him.
And to be fair, I said the whole time I didn't believe you.
Right. Yes. No one believed me. It was a horse shit act. I was the only one that thought I was serious.
As a matter of fact, I think I predicted you two would do a show together.
Well, it turned the other way, I guess.
Yeah.
But at least I wasn't talking about Stuttering John and going, guys, and remember, we're not going to talk about Stuttering John. Anyways, play this clip, Craig.
Situation I got out of. Yeah, sometimes it's just you got to curate with who's got your back. You know, you got to curate your list of people.
Yep.
Because your brain.
I got to say,
so much toxic.
Johnny Crutches has made me appreciate. You can give Craig all the shit in the world if you'd like. Aaron has the two worst producers or co-hosts or whatever they are. They add literally nothing. Literally, this is not a joke. Aaron will talk about, let's say the story going on with Keanu, and he'll turn to Johnny for some support. And this is Johnny's contribution. I'm not exaggerating or joking. Johnny will literally say, "Yeah, I haven't paid attention to any of that stuff. I just stay out of it."
It's kind of like me with Stuttering John.
It's a little infuriating, but I don't turn to you for guidance. You know?
Plus, you do enjoy being able to tell me for the first time.
I don't need you to be like, well, for some reason Aaron needs these guys to be like, no man, you're a great guy. You know? It would be like if I was saying, hey Craig, I know you don't pay attention to Stuttering John, but I am pretty neat, right? I am pretty swell.
You're so cool, dude.
And you were like, actually, I have no idea. I don't really know you that well.
I think I've talked to you more than anyone else in my life for the last 3 years.
That is a sad statement, but probably not far off.
Toxicity, and you gotta flush it out. It's funny that it went from drugs, guns, and children to clearly Aaron's the fucking problem.
Yeah, clearly.
It's fascinating.
This guy's not manipulative.
I was tricked before too. It's fine. Again, totally my fault.
Absolutely.
For a guy that says he's like an edgelord, he talks like a real bitch. He talks like he argues the way a woman does.
That's right. Not
He's
that all
like,
women are bitches, but
for a guy that's fucking men can't catch a fucking break in this society. he talks like a real lady. When he's like, oh, okay, I guess, she fucking, she got the kids addicted to crack, but whatever. I guess I'm a fucking asshole. No, it's fine. No, don't even worry. No, I'm not angry. I'm not angry. No, it's fine.
Why would you think that?
Why would you think I'm angry? Just because I'm talking totally different than I usually talk?
$10 from, I want to make sure I don't say oh, thank you. Jacob with $10 says internet friends
yes.
aren't real
I
friends.
get so fucking hard for the goal.
All
Oh, do I hope we hit it.
It turns into Misery Loves Company.
Mad Gavin dumbed them down. I'm not sure what that means, but thank you. We got 15 seconds left. We got $10 to go for tonight's goal. Kind of a
let's fucking rally.
Symbolic number. It's not really, it's not going to make or break anything, but we've got $10 to go. If you want to throw in, if you guys want to do it $1 at a time, I think that would be hilarious.
Oh my God. God, Aaron, stop it. Stop it. You son of a bitch.
Just get me the money.
Oh my God.
Whatever you do, just get me the money.
Can you imagine if everyone gave $1? Oh, you rascal, Aaron. You are incorrigible. Craig, you don't seem to be chuckling that hard, but try and picture.
It's so sad.
Let me paint a picture here. Could you imagine if 10 people gave this guy $1? It'd be fucking wild.
I'll quit if that happens.
Oh my God. With all the Trump stuff yesterday, there's a lot of negativity in this country.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to say how glad I am that we can still turn to things like the goal when we need a good laugh.
That's right.
Oh man, I'm just thinking, you see, I feel like you're not getting it because it's what you're watching the chat.
I'm watching.
And you see $1 come in from a guy. And then $1 come in from another guy. And that happens 8 Craig, not 1, not 2, 8 more fucking times.
We're gonna need 10 people to super chat us $1 right now, please.
Oh my no, please don't. I can't take it.
I need a good laugh. So can you guys please?
Thank God I can't see the chat. Frankly, thank God. I'm glad God struck my eyes down. And that I'm not able to see because I'd be laughing for the rest of my life.
$1 at
Yeah, Yenzan says still have Baldwin, Schaub, and Matarese to go. This might be a Melton like marathon show. And we're only we are only halfway through the steel toe stuff.
What time do you have to be out of here?
I can do to noon.
Okay. All right.
Time. Oh man, more of them coming in. Yeah, you know what? All right, time's up. We got to go to overtime here. There's $10 left. I would love it if you guys did it a buck at a time. That would be fucking hysterical to me.
Oh my God.
Oh,
Guys.
Packerbacker with $10 says fuck fake friends. All right, well, another win for
Packer, you bitch. That wasn't funny.
the streak is now at 6.
Yeah. We got there. All around America, people are taking 5s off their wall and putting up 6s.
The Green Monster.
Oh, did we get there? That was very exciting. I love the goal.
Me too.
What else do we have?
We got Joe in Virginia. Super chat $5. Casey Day is infinitely greater than Hack Ride. Who's greater than Craig? Sorry, Craigers. Love you guys. Have a great show.
Well, that's all hard to argue, but
that's right.
Craig has his days.
My days. I kill it on Quincy, guys.
Yes, that's true.
So this is a different show now.
Yeah. So this is like a day and change later. They do the night show, and then 2 mornings later, they do this show where Aaron has really had time to drink in his thoughts.
Yeah. Because, it's funny. Both of the documents didn't come out. Just the one and just the cherry-picked parts that made me look terrible.
Oh, jeez.
Not the one of someone calling a little boy a retard.
Oh, jeez. Aaron, Well, actually, thank God that didn't come out. Because I'm so glad people on the internet aren't calling your child a retard.
It's not fun.
It's actually a little gauche of you to drag that up. But I'm so glad people aren't bringing it up. I mean, except for you, of course. But I'm glad, in general, people aren't mentioning that. I'm glad you're taking the high road, and you, Aaron, are taking all the bullets. You're like, hey, aim them all, just like Stuttering John. Aim your daggers at me, not my family. But my kid's kind of a fucking retard if you read the court documents.
That's right.
That part didn't come out. We didn't get that document where a woman called a small boy a retard, or the clips and everything of somebody talking about masturbating while somebody else dies. We didn't get that part.
Well, Aaron, you told us, like, there's two sides to every story, and that we shouldn't trust the court document. Remember when you said that, Aaron? We shouldn't trust the court documents. You remember that, right? Anyone that knows you would know that that's all bullshit. You, Aaron, am I misremembering? I could have sworn you said we'd all be fucking idiots if we believed the court documents. This, to me, was the D'Elia apology. Remember, like, the D'Elia apology moment for me, for those of you that are newer to the program, I defended Chris D'Elia.
We did.
At one time, I did say some of these accusations seem kind of flimsy. Seem like we're getting, one side of the story because other messages were getting deleted and stuff like that. I was like, I don't know about this. And then Chris D'Elia released his apology. And I was like, oh, he's guilty of something. Because
Right.
this is very weird.
It was when he shit his pants when he found out that you could save Snapchats.
Well, that was bad, but that's not when I turned. It was the apology when he's like, guys, you know what? You nailed me. I cheated on my wife. And I was like, oh, well, that's not what anyone's mad about.
No one actually cares, and we all assumed that, actually.
Yeah, no one gives a fuck that, like, a comedian that is only famous because he's handsome
I'd be damned
is
or
cheating on his wife.
But don't worry,
Whoa, hold on, Aaron. Jesus. I'm not done shitting on you. But the problem with that is Aaron told all of us, like, hey, these court documents are bullshit. But now he's stopped saying, like, I'm innocent. Now what he's saying is, sure, I headbutted my wife, but she called a kid a mean name. We both have faults, do we not? Lest ye cast the first stone.
or devastating. But don't worry, I'm the sociopath. I'm the manipulator.
Yeah, no, you're literally doing it right now.
I understand. I got it. It's just
Oh, I guess I'm manipulative. Yeah, no, you're doing it right now.
Right.
That's like saying, yeah, Craig, I'm really sarcastic. Gotcha.
I am so cool.
I'm a fucking wise ass. Okay, loud and clear.
Strangeland, $2. Towards the goal, overtime coming up.
Oh, it's not quite as funny as $1, but it's still pretty hysterical.
Not quite as funny. And fun, okay, $10. Looking forward to your Why Are You Laughing episode on the Stangles. Hint, hint.
Oh, yeah, someone mentioned that to me on Patreon. I had totally forgotten about that, but that's a good idea for a bonus episode. When the Stangles worked for Opie.
Right.
And how that all blew up. But check that out on Patreon or YouTube members. Yeah, that's the point. We're probably going to do bonus content today. And based on Craig's reading of the chat, we ain't nowhere near that fucking goal. So
we aren't. Come on, guys, hit the goal.
Come on, guys, let's start a rally. Turn your caps inside out.
We have to hit 230 or 10 $1 super chats in a row.
Yep.
If someone super chats more than $1, it starts over back at 1.
I'm gonna piss my pants if people super chat $1 in a row. Oh, am I gonna laugh?
Here's Aaron talking about moving on.
He never explained why he thought it would be so funny, by the way.
It's like it was him just going, please.
It'd be really funny if you guys super chatted. Why? Anyways, moving on.
$2, or I'm sorry, $10 from Aaron's period pill. Says, I'd rather have you go back to the good old days. Leave this shit off the air. I get it. You have shit you want to get off your chest and answer questions. Just my thoughts. Well, I think that's what I'm trying to say. I think that's the route I'm going.
Yeah.
Is that I'm going to.
When I said we should all blame April and call her a twat, that's what I meant. I'm moving on.
Feelings are hurt. I feel betrayed. I feel stabbed in the back. And I feel lied to, but on we go.
Oh my God. We got all right. So I got to be honest. We got two $1 super chats in a row, and they're fucking hilarious.
Oh, nice. You guys are real characters.
It's pretty fun. Yeah, 8 more and we'll end the show. So you just heard what he just said. This is 17 seconds later.
Yeah, so listen, guys. Don't even try. Save your super chats trying to get him to talk about Gino and Keanu and April and Nick. He has moved on. What don't you get about that? The man is moving. He's trying to pick up the pieces and move on with his life, for fuck's sake. Anyways, let's fast forward. Don't hit that skip ahead button twice, Craig.
All right, so
because I don't want to miss any of this.
So we got 3 $1 super chats in a row, and Patrick Ford ruined it.
You bitch! You humorless asshole!
He gave us $2 and said $2 is twice as funny as $1.
No, you don't get comedy, Patrick.
Now we're gonna start over.
Oh, I was so ready to laugh.
I did see a lot of people, and I got a lot of texts and messages from people saying, wow, that was cowardly. That was chicken shit. That was this and that.
Yeah. Oh, really? Other people were saying that.
They're all wrong.
Listen, I'm moving on, but these people won't stop texting me about how cowardly it was.
Chose to do. If other people perceive it as cowardly and chicken shit, that's fine.
Hey, I'm just a man. I can't control you thinking of them as cowardly. I'm just a guy.
Into it at all, but I don't know what we're talking about here because I got done.
What a useless asshole.
God,
you guys think Craig is bad? At least he pretends to be interested in some of these.
I am interested.
What a useless sack of shit this guy is. I don't know what we're talking about.
We're back up to 3.
All right, guys, keep that streak going, baby.
If you want the show to end, get it to 10.
Social life so busy last night. I got to bed late. Like,
oh yeah, Keanu just completely fucking eviscerated me yesterday. I'm the biggest piece of shit. I'm a dork who's not funny. Who throws?
Yeah. But you're moving on, remember? So let's just get to the next topic, I guess.
He really hasn't said anything that I've ever laughed at.
Well, he's going to get there in a second, Craig. Once he moves on, he's moving on from this Keanu thing. I get he has to wrap up his sentence here, but he's definitely going to move past all this ugliness.
I'm a pretty easy laugh too.
Right.
He's worse than Nick. Yeah, April just probably text her with the same fucking brainwash bullshit that I used to.
Okay, but you're moving on, so
you're moving on, dude.
Yeah, remember from a few seconds ago? 17 seconds later. He's like, guys, you don't even have to keep telling me to move on. I'm already doing it. Anyways, these fucking criminals that were abusing my children.
This is a response from Ant here.
A response from Ant.
Oh, response to Ant. Sorry, my fault.
Oh, yes. Okay, so this is like I said, a day later after he saw Anthony's tweets and everything. This is him addressing those.
I think Cardiff show's over. There's a lot of potatoes in the chat right now.
Good, it's about time. Thank you, guys.
Buck says Cumia was trashing you on X. Any response? He hates you. Well, look, he's team Keanu and Gino. I mean, why wouldn't he get their back? He got mad.
Did he completely forget that he said what he said?
He that's what he does. He is a manipulator. He's a manipulative guy, which is what I'm realizing. Where he's like, well guys, I ain't never done nothing wrong, but you can have your opinions. It's fine.
Because I made the comparison. I'm like, so you get the word that I might be an abuser guy. And I just made the comparison. Anthony admitted to biting a woman. I
Right,
mean,
yes. So Anthony admitted to what he did, which was much more mild than what you're accused of, and they think you did that. They think you headbutted a woman, which is much different than what Anthony has talked about openly in the past. And also, you're lying and calling April and your ex-wife a liar, essentially.
apples to apples comparison. I didn't. I deny it. It didn't happen. I never fucking headbutted or choked anybody. He admitted to this other thing. All I'm saying is one gets a pass, one's a piece of shit. If that upsets him, that's fine. That's okay. That is a legitimate question. That, by the way, I understand why they're upset. There's no fucking good answer to it.
Well, sure there is. They know Anthony, and they don't believe he did, he did something wrong, but not to the degree that you did. That'd be the answer, I imagine.
They're like, why don't I get past? Like, you're panicking and you're throwing everyone around you under the bus.
Also, regardless of what the public thinks of what Anthony did, they know him better and like him, and they don't particularly like you. They actually don't need to explain to me why Anthony Cumia is invited to their wedding. It's not my fucking business.
No. They explain why we're not invited. More like it.
Damn straight. Can I tell you something funny?
Mm-hmm.
When I was on Point with Keanu, at the end of the show, she goes, "Hey, would you do my show sometime?" And it was the only time I ever interacted with her, so I was like, "Oh, yeah, sure, anytime." I didn't know she knew who and then it dawned on me. I never heard from her or anything. I was like, I think she thinks I'm the other blind Mike.
From Legion Skank?
Yeah, from Gas Digital. Because I was like, why would she invite me? She wouldn't. And I was like, oh, she's done Gas Digital. She probably thinks I'm the other guy. It's like, God damn it, yet again.
All right, we need the whole chat. Everyone get Mike on Keanu's show.
Sure. It's very important.
This next one is Aaron reading a letter.
Oh, so we talked about that. I think Casey was on when we talked about this, but his child wrote him a letter. And it really, it really choked him up. I mean, he could barely talk about it. But you guys didn't quite give him enough sympathy for just talking about the letter. So now he has to read. Maybe that didn't tug at your heartstrings, you soulless monsters. Maybe this will.
Dear Dad, I love you so much, and I care about you.
I remember being 10. Kids always just write their parents this, just out of the clear blue sky.
We're at 5 $1 super chats in a row. We are 5 away from ending.
Come on, I'm trying to make a point here, Craig. Don't tickle me like that.
Just don't be on your phone, and don't be on your desk. We don't want to remember.
I'm sorry, Aaron. Where are you reading this letter? Your child said, don't be on your phone. So you're like, you know what? I'm going to take this letter to the internet. Hey, Dad, please stop obsessing over the fucking computer. Daughter, message received loud and clear. To Steel Toe.
As a dad who was sad, stay off it and remember, I love you so much. Jesus loves you. Your daughter. I love Dad. Charlotte. And she put these little stickers in there. She
OMG, that's so cute.
It's adorable. Drew P balls, $5, ruining the streak.
Oh, fuck you, man. It would have been so fucking funny.
It would have been the funniest thing ever.
Oh, these guys and their goddamn generosity.
With her that day because she knew I was having a tough time. And one of them is Psalm 147:3. He heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. And the other one is from Isaiah 43:2. When you go through deep waters,
what?
I will be with you. And that's from a fucking 10-year-old. That's
no. Actually, it isn't, Aaron.
I think
it's from the Bible. You put Bible verses in there.
I have a feeling he wrote that letter.
It was very annoying before the show because Craig had his fucking kids in the studio before and he's getting them all situated. But I sat here, so I don't even know if Craig knows I heard this. But Craig was like, "All right, buddy, I'm going to record. I'll be out in a few hours." And his son goes, "All right, Dad." And you know, like I always say, letter from Joseph to the Corinthians. Thy shall not covet thy neighbor's wife. And I was like, oh, that's your kids are always just being kids, aren't they?
You know what kids do. All those kids that loved CCD.
Yeah.
And that was
no,
one of
it's
the
just-
things
The kid's very excited.
that just snapped me right out of a lot of this bad shit. And you just kind of, you're better than that.
I didn't
You know?
quite snap you out.
You're better than that.
Oh, you're so much better than that, man. Except your entire show is about it.
Come on. You're trashing April.
It's like if I said I was better than talking about Steel Toe. Like, you know, I know Carl and Patrick Melton, these guys are doing it, but I'm just so much better than them. Anyways, next clip's about manipulation.
Oh man, what a fucking beautiful note.
This guy's
Next
exhausting.
we got all hands on deck.
Guys, the goal is coming up again. Which is a good reminder, guys. Keep super chatting us $1 at a time to make me piss myself.
140 away from today's goal. There we go, guys. A little bit closer. Grand Poobah has started the rally. Who's going to keep it going? $140 away from victory. 5 minutes. 5
Right,
minutes.
we got time.
Oh,
At least I can breathe a little bit.
Mike, Eric LeBaron just sent us $1.01. Does that count?
Oh, you
Fuck.
bitch. He just doesn't get comedy.
He doesn't get what's funny.
and one.
It's, by the way, it's definitely not funnier to have us miss the goal that we're going for. That's definitely not funnier of him to do. I'll point that out.
from going home. 140 away from going home to overtime. I guess 5 minutes away from being sent home early today.
There's all this math we have to do to watch Steel Toe's show. Come on. I'm just a regular schnook. Can I just watch him?
I don't get it.
We're under 50 and I'm 30 away and there's 140 and we're 5 minutes and $1 at a time equals $10. What? There's too many goddamn numbers.
Hack Ride leading by example with $1 super sticker.
Okay. I've always said that Hack Ride is a silly goose.
140 is the number. We have 4.5 minutes to
Uh-oh.
go.
I'm starting to sweat a little
Go
bit.
ahead and throw in. All the links are in the chat.
Oh God.
What are they?
Everybody throw. We need everybody. This isn't like this isn't a one person thing. This is
We're not fucking around here, guys.
We need everybody.
Guys, this is wake up your relatives. Wake up dead relatives. We need fucking everybody.
Everybody. Getting close.
What do we got?
Getting close.
All right, are we gonna hit the goal?
135
Oh,
away from.
All right, that's $5 closer.
4 minutes left. 4 minutes to go. 3.5 minutes to go. I'm sorry.
Aaron, at a time like this, you cannot make mistakes like that.
in this
I thought we had an extra 30 seconds.
2 shows in a row, he said 4 minutes. Wait, I mean 3.5.
Oh, Aaron, these are critical errors.
Mom, Christopher Ullman, mom, the toe needs you.
It's mistakes like that, Aaron, that get fucking Trump shot. Millimeters off.
You send people home early. They got nothing else to do but to go shoot the president.
You're damn straight. Oh my God. We only have 3.5 minutes left. Stop toying with us like that, Aaron.
1.5 minutes to go until we fucking lose our 6-show streak.
Don't even joke about it.
We can knock it out.
He's spoken into existence. What's he thinking?
Oh, this is like a perfect game. You don't mention it.
We got more people to read as well. More messages coming in. Thank you guys.
All right, that gives me a little
bit.
So if there's still people there, that's good.
That gives me some solace.
But right now we've got 3 minutes. 3 minutes to go.
The time is going so fast.
Going right now. So we
Am I in Interstellar? What's happening?
And if you feel like chipping in, you got an extra $20 laying around, throw it at the toe. Let's knock out that last 135 today.
Let's.
Zuzmak
Shall we?
says, I kind of missed the music. Well, Zumak took it. Nothing I can do. All right, 2.5 minutes to go, guys.
How is time moving this fast?
That clip is 53 seconds, and I want to say like 4 minutes went by.
How's that possible?
Oh, big W. $1. We got two in a row.
That's hysterical, guys. Keep it up.
We're going to do this.
We're going to fucking 400 super chats today and make $400.
Super Bigger.
I'm sorry?
That's the next title of the clip.
I'm sure it'll make sense in a few minutes.
Guys, 2.5 minutes to go.
Oh, I'm sorry. I know what it is. Beggar.
Oh. Okay.
A typo.
Is up because I'm shouting and rattling cans and in super beggar mode today. Even though you guys got within striking distance before, we kind of set this up perfectly today.
Within striking. Listen to this talk.
Striking.
It really is like this is how they talked about getting bin Laden. Like we just need to get our men close enough. Within striking distance. We've really set ourselves up in a nice position for this.
Well, what's the difference between bin Laden and this? I couldn't tell.
Well, this
you.
is way more important, obviously. Bin Laden was like 10 years later. Who even gave a fuck by that point?
And there's a ton of controversy around bin Laden. Who actually killed him?
The goal is pressing. Like, if we had gotten bin Laden in October of 2001, sure, that'd be something. We got him like 10 years later. Like, who even really gave a fuck? The goal every day is 9/11. Every day is fucking 8:45 on September 11th, 2001.
It is a nice day out.
And we have the power. We're in Logan Airport, and we could stop these fucking planes from going out.
So I went to Vegas. I tell you, through Logan, I got like 5 razor blades to Vegas. They did not, I didn't know they were. Yeah, for my razor. I didn't realize it was in my toiletry bag.
Did I tell you, I saw David Tell last year at the Wilbur,
Mm-hmm.
and he had a joke. He goes, "Boy, I always love coming to Boston. Boston crowds are unbelievable." He goes, "I actually worked in Boston early in my career. I worked at 20 some odd years ago. I worked at Logan Airport, and I committed. I said, one day, I'll win this town's love back." He did it better than I did, but it was very funny.
Rally we're used to knock the rest of this out. Okay, 2 and change left to go. I'm going to keep putting the links in the chat. You're going to throw
Please, Aaron, please make it a little easier on us. Thank you.
Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, Steel Toe
Hold
Media.
on, let me write that down.
Crap.
Now I'm understanding. Okay. So he's on Streamlabs. That much we know.
Yep.
And then he's not on PayPal, right?
Yep.
He's not?
He might be, but he's just focused on Streamlabs and Venmo.
Okay, so we'll put PayPal as a maybe. He is on Venmo, you said.
Yeah, I know for sure.
Okay, thank you. Could someone check and make sure he's on PayPal, please? Because I'd really love to. I would love to give him money on Streamlabs, Venmo, and PayPal. I'd love to send all 3. You know, it'd be hysterical. If I sent this cocksucker $1 on each platform.
Big W doesn't get comedy. Sent $2.
Oh, you bitch! You humorless bitch!
How does he not get it?
Super chats, memberships, Rumble rants.
Whoa. I gotta get my pen back out.
Oh, you were telling me, right? Like he goes like 30 minutes extra on Rumble and he says what he can't say on YouTube.
Get my pen out. He takes Rumble rants. Now that's interesting. I'm gonna write down, because what would be nice? If every day I could pay on a different platform. I would really like it if one day, because you know me, I'm kind of I can't be tied down.
No.
Some days I like to pay in Rumble rants and whatever the fuck that is. And some days I like to gift memberships,
That's understandable.
That's the kind of freewheeling guy I am.
super chats, memberships, Rumble rants. Do something. 2 minutes.
Firstborn children.
I think that's Johnny or whichever one that is. Johnny Crutches or the other guy being like, guys, here's a wink and a nod. I'm aware of how ridiculous this is.
Yeah.
I'm aware this is humiliating.
Mike, we got finished for the ages.
Oh, come on. Come on. Tell me he hits that fucking goal.
All right, guys, we're inside of 2 minutes left. We need someone to make a move.
Oh my God, this is
People making moves.
This is crunch time.
This is an embarrassing L.
Yep, it sure is.
After a great show and some really interesting stuff. 1.5
Yep,
minutes.
you're Aaron.
Roll
After a
in.
great show where you talked about interesting stuff, you're absolutely right. This is embarrassing.
It's embarrassing you guys didn't pay me.
You've never been more right. There is embarrassment happening at the end of your show. Maybe we have different reasons as to why. Who am I to dissect that?
If you can Nick at Night with a Discord link. I'm not a Discord guy, so I don't know how to say that link. But it's there in the YouTube chat. $1.99. Thank you, buddy, for all of the contributions you've been giving us today. 1 minute and 10 seconds to go.
Oh my God.
$20 from Neil. Thank you.
Yes! Neil! 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 Neil!
All right,
Thank
guys,
God for
we're
Neil.
not far away.
Oh, Neil, you son of a bitch.
115 is the number. Not too much now. A few more of you chipping in the same way, and we got this thing. 1 minute left. We need a battle of Alex Joneses is what we need.
Nick West, $2.
Or we need
Goal,
all of you
goal,
just
goal.
throwing in a couple of bucks. 115 is the number. We've got 40 seconds left.
Can we get 115 before this clip ends?
Not looking good for the shouty, yelly guy over here.
115.
Of you too.
The ball is in Ray Allen's hands.
30 seconds to go. It's usually so easy knocking out these goals.
Come on!
Oh, this is a rough one today. 115. This one, I hate the ones that sneak up on you when all
I
day-
know. Don't you hate it, Craig?
It's the fucking worst.
115
Hold
away.
on, pause real quick, because I just want to. I get chills. Kind of. It's like when someone talks about like scraping their teeth or something. Oh, I don't even like thinking about when the goal sneaks up on you like that. And you're like, oh man, we were cruising, having a good show. I could have sworn we were under 100, but sure enough, the listeners owe us $115.
Guys, Dang Lizard just sent us £1. We got
Quick, convert that.
we got a minute left in this clip. We need to get 9 more $1 in a row. It'd
Quick.
be so funny.
Someone do the conversion rate. That could be anything.
Keep barking at you until I run out of time. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo, get in there. Let's
Mikey's got PayPal.
do this.
Yes.
Chip in. 115 is the number. We've got 5 seconds left. 3, 2, 1.
Oh, this is like fucking Kevin Dyson in the Titans-Rams Super Bowl.
He's 1 yard short.
Oh, hold on. Wait a minute. I got a fake dono. This is from Alex Jones. Number
That person should be shot. Don't you dare fake donate in crunch time, you piece of shit.
Ace.
We're getting $1.15 now. Super chat. From,
No.
it's grass.
Well, they're celebrating the 115, I think.
That's true.
Well, guys, $100 just came in from Alex.
Yes! Woo! Oh my God, we did. Confetti comes down.
Hold haters, but now we're
Anything is
15 away.
possible.
There it is.
Sorry, buddy.
Hold on, go back a little bit. Did he say sorry, haters?
That's what it sounded like.
Hear that again.
Well, guys, $100 just came in from Alex Jones, number one.
We're 15 away from nothing.
Sorry I had to put your disappointment on hold, haters, but now we're 15 away.
Aaron, don't worry about it.
There it is.
The excitement, hey, the privilege was all on this side of the table, my friend. The excitement you provided me.
Few dollars in. We're doing an extra half hour today.
Does Aaron think the haters
Knock it out.
are saying, I hate how much this guy hits the goal?
Anything over
think
goes
so.
to tomorrow morning because we will not be on tonight.
What's important?
Taking the night off due to the really, really Nice weather. All
I
right.
got it.
It's
We know how nice it is in Minnesota.
like, did I mention this before?
It's fucking July. We understand. It's nice weather.
So
Oh,
there's one more steel toe clip. Is stepmother.
oh yeah. So this is Aaron. Remember, he's taking the high road. This is a day or two later. Boy, that high road.
It's awful low.
Does Aaron do traffic on his show? Because there's a pileup.
But he said, Keanu said that you're a piece of shit for taking your kids there. Yes, I am. I admitted that and said it was wrong.
Oh, good.
You do understand that their stepmother was just as responsible. Give
No.
her- because, well, she's just a stepmom.
Absolutely not.
Not how it works.
The stepmom was, now you could say she's responsible, and
No.
that was a shitty thing of her to do. But as responsible, absolutely. I'm lucky to have a great stepdad. He's been very good to me. Didn't have to be. It was not his goal to fall in love with a woman who happened to have kids from some other asshole's ball bag. It's certainly not his. If I went down the wrong path, he would not be to blame. So Aaron, I don't know if it's just as much April's fault, who knew these kids for 5 years total and probably will never see them again. I don't know if you can blame her for their upbringing as much as, I don't know, their dad.
When you decide to be a stepmom, you take on responsibility for those children.
That's not how.
Well, no, I mean, sort of,
You would've
yes, but not entirely.
Maybe once in a while you make them like a sandwich if you have to like go out or
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, you teach them a life lesson every once in a while. You pick them up from school, sure.
There,
You're not the one.
you-
Listen, if you're a step parent, you probably should say, "Hey, we shouldn't bring these kids to a drug den." But if you decide not to say that as a step parent, I would suggest the burden falls on the father.
Who's there?
Not only shouldn't we, we won't.
But Mike, what you're not thinking of is like it's going to be like a really sick time.
And I don't know what the weather was when they were over there.
It was
So-
probably snowing. It was probably terrible.
Right. So you got to stay inside at that point, you know.
Right. The kids need to get out of the house and go to a different one.
Right.
would have had the kids there and I wasn't there, guess what? I'd still lose the kids because the stepmother is considered a form of guardian parent.
Well, luckily both of you brought them there. Thank God they had two adults to bring them to a drug den. This is the clip that actually made me just totally turn on Aaron, where I was like, because originally I was like, I've heard Carl and other people say like Aaron's a dork, which is true.
Yeah.
But referring to like the swinging and drugs and stuff. They're like, they were having a good time and Aaron's a dork who was killing their buzz. And I was like, well, that's kind of shit. Like he has fucking kids. He does have to be more responsible. And then I heard this clip and I was like, oh, he's just a piece of shit. He wanted his cake and to eat it too, so to speak. He wanted his Coke and to snort it too. Because he wanted to do the drugs and the swinging and then be like, I'm so much more responsible than these people.
Hackride says, my stepdad sucks.
Yeah, well, you know what? Every problem in your life is actually his fault, Hackride.
Oh, he took the kids there. Hey, sweetheart, you knew about that. I said it openly in front of God and everybody, admitted all my sins.
Hello, Aaron.
The whole thing.
This is God. I know I shouldn't have to say this to you, but don't bring your kids to the crack house.
Unless you're a pussy.
Unless you want a really sexy time. God signing off.
The person you think is such an angelic truth teller.
I like that Aaron's such a egomaniac that he thinks God is watching Steel Toe. I hope he hits the goal today.
Understand
How's
where
my
the
God impression?
It's pretty good.
Thank you.
outrage over that comes. Like I said, fixed my mistakes. admitted them, learned, and got better.
Actually, you didn't.
You're right.
Fixing your mistakes, and it's hard to really decipher. Fixing your mistakes will be the work of a therapist for your child years down the road.
Oh, for sure.
Problems they don't even realize they have right now
It's all your fault.
because they were going without food in a drug den. So I don't know if you fixed your mistakes. You admitted to them, some of them. You admitted to some of your mistakes. Fixing them is going to take a little more than 6 weeks.
Yeah, I'd say.